Why you should send emails like this from time to time. An email that's purely text-based. Should emails with graphics that wow would sell my products better? You should not be sending graphic emails all the time, especially when. Hello everyone, this is my very first video on my channel where I'll be sharing things about email marketing and marketing in general for Shopify stores. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a really fatal mistake that I have observed many Shopify stores do, and also something that I used to do as a copywriter, and that is sending graphic emails all the time. Whether you're a small business with 1,000 email subscribers or a Shopify store that's been around for years and has gained 10,000 plus email subscribers on your list, you must know this. The number one reason why you should not be sending graphic emails all the time is when your open rate is low. This results in a domino effect because when customers are not engaging with your emails, they're not opening them, and when your open rate is at a critically low point, eventually your emails will be tagged as spam. So they'll end up in the spam folder or in the promotions tab. And this is going to be really bad for your business because, who wakes up in the middle of the night because they need to buy something online and go to the promotions tab or the spam folder to check out what emails online stores are sending them? No one. And no matter how good your copywriter is in writing great subject lines, your emails won't get open because your customers are not seeing your emails in their inboxes in the first place. I've seen this happen to many brands in the past when I was a copywriter for an email marketing agency. So it's like we're not sending as many emails as we are sending because our emails don't get to reach our customers' inboxes. And I only get to understand this after I got to learn about the technicalities of email marketing. Yes, it seemed like we're doing our job because we're sending a bunch of graphic emails, but the problem is it doesn't really help the store to sell more of their products because our emails are normally ending up in the spam folders of the store's customers. At that time, I was a copywriter. I had not yet upskilled myself to learning more about email marketing. I got confused because I always keep on tweaking my subject lines, but literally I only have a Google document in front of me every time I write copy, so I don't really know what's going on. I don't have access to the KPIs. All I would understand is that I need to A/B test, but I don't know yet that if there is a critically low point on open rates that my emails are actually going to the spam. And this is also one thing that I need to give you as a tip when choosing an email marketer. You need to know if their copywriter has access to their or is given the data from the email marketing platform. So I wondered at that time, why is it that no matter how I tweak my email subject lines, they're still not getting opened? And this might be happening to you too. The problem is no matter how much you revise your subject lines or no matter how much you A/B test your emails, even if you hire the best copywriter, you won't be able to get your emails opened once they start landing on the spam folder. Now the question is, how are we going to get our emails landing on their inboxes again, even when you have a very low open rate? And that is by sending text-based emails because they fly through the spam filters. They don't get filtered because they look like personal emails that maybe have come from friends, from relatives, from colleagues, from work. Of course, these kinds of emails are generally considered as important, and so the customers also tend to open them once they get to their inboxes. One thing though that you need to not forget is to change the sender's name from your company name to an actual person's name. For example, if your company's name is Toys R Us, and you're using that to send graphic or HTML emails, then this time you'll be sending text-based only emails. You're going to put an actual name of a person. It could be the owner, the CEO, or whoever is managing your business. For example, Sarah Myers, Christian Thompson. Now I know this works because as a consumer, I also get to receive these kinds of emails on my inbox, and that's when I know that a brand knows how to do email strategy. One advice though that I'm going to suggest is that when you send these kinds of emails is try to make it not about a promotion, a sale, or a new product because it may look too intrusive. Or if you can't really help it and you want to promote something on your email list, at least try to make the copy not too salesy. Again, the goal of sending these text-based emails is to get your open rates at a healthy level where you know that they're going to go to your customers' inboxes. At least add some value, give them some motivation and tips or anything that can be useful to them, or maybe even ask them how they're doing, just like how a friend does when writing an email. Because like I said, I also get to receive these kinds of emails from brands, and I'm saying this from a consumer's point of view. Text-based emails are kind of disguised to be personal emails where I'll be opening them because I think they may be coming from a friend, a relative, or a coworker, or maybe someone who is probably emailing me for business. So on your part as a store owner, you're hitting your goal of getting your emails landing in your customers' inboxes and getting them open, but it can be disappointing. And again, I'm talking from a consumer's point of view because your emails will take some of my attention when I don't really intend to buy anything from your store yet, and also ultimately took away some of my time. So to prevent this kind of negative feeling, try to at least make your emails look worthwhile to read by adding value to it. Remember, we want to get our emails open, but at the same time, we also want to nurture a very positive relationship to your email list. A critically low point is 10%, but for me personally, I don't let the open rates to reach that critically low point. I like to start sending text-only emails when I see that the open rate is at 20% or below. The reason is, when the open rates become too low, it's actually harder to bring it back up because your reputation is already bad. Now, I had this client before from my own agency where I got to really test this out. When I first came into his Klaviyo account, the first thing that I have noticed is his having this really low open rates. And the agency that he used to work with is sending out 3 emails a week every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays despite the low open rates. And so the strategy that I suggested, which by the way was met with quite a strong objection from the client, is for me to replace 2 of those graphic emails that they're sending with 2 text-based emails that I will send to the most engaged segment, which is the 30-day engaged segment, meaning that these people are the ones who may have opened or clicked a link inside their emails in the last 30 days and they're not supposed to be part of the suppressed segment. He also wants to make sure that his subscribers will have really good photos to look at, but while this may sound like a very logical idea, I have to point out that even before we worry about the graphics, we need to first get our open rates at a healthy level so that eventually his customers will see the graphic emails inside their inboxes and not in their spam folders. Now you might be thinking that what if my store has a healthy open rate? Should I still send text-only emails? Well, I highly recommend you do, because with email marketing, the goal is to get as much people from your list of subscribers open your emails if it's possible. As a business owner, you would want everyone from your list to get your emails. However, you cannot blast the whole list because every customer has a different engagement level. Some are very engaged, like 30-day engaged, or some may not be so engaged, like let's say they open their emails every 3 months or every year. If you blast your subscribers list with emails, then that will really hurt your open rates and that will cause you to become a spammer over time. Now, the best way really to make sure that your open rates and click-throughs and conversions are kept at a healthy level is to send your emails to your most engaged segment, and in most cases, it's set up for stores to have a 30-day engaged segment. Or if you want to get more aggressive and you can have even a 14-day engaged segment. But the downside is for most e-com stores, this 30-day engaged segment is also the smallest segment. Now, how do we get people from the not so engaged segment to your most engaged segment? You can do this by sending text-based emails. So imagine this: if you are subscribed to an online store's newsletter and for whatever reason you did not open any of their graphic emails for, let's say, 3 months or 6 months, eventually you will stop seeing their emails in your inbox, not because you're no longer subscribed, but because the graphic emails are most likely going to your promotions tab for two reasons. One, you're not engaging with their emails, and so their emails are tagged as not important for you. And number two, your graphic-based emails have a higher tendency, like I said, to be caught in the spam filters. But let's say one day you received a text-based only email in your inbox and you opened it, even though you haven't engaged with that particular brand for, let's say, 120 days or 360 days even, your email address will be transferred from the less engaged segment to the most engaged segment, which is the 30-day engaged segment. So how will this benefit your store? When you have a larger engaged segment, you have better chances of selling your products because you will have more people who actually open your emails, read your copy, see your graphics, and go to your website. That is why I always make it a point to send text-based emails a month or 2 months before a peak season. Say Thanksgiving, Halloween, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Valentine's, and Mother's Day. The goal is to get your most engaged segment bigger. It's a great way to warm up your audience and keep your brand at the top of mind, so you have far better chances over your competitors to sell your products during special seasons like Black Friday or Cyber Monday. You can also use this strategy to get your open rates at a very optimal level, so you have enough leeway to prepare for special holidays where you will find yourself sending a lot of graphic emails that can hurt your open rates. At the same time, with the 30 or 60 day engaged segment is too small, I might be forced to send emails to the least engaged segments to maximize the sales that we can get during special holidays. But again, that will lower your open rates. It can result to some sort of a balancing act wherein you know you need to send graphic emails to compete with other brands for your customers' attention in their inboxes, but at the same time, you also need to keep in mind that you need to protect your open rates so that your emails won't end up in the spam folder. It will be a different story if you have enough leeway, if you are able to prepare several months prior by making your open rates high enough so that it won't go to a dangerous low level even when you have to send a lot of graphic emails or HTML emails. The third reason why I also encourage even bigger stores to send text-based emails is it adds a more personal touch to your brand. It's a breath of fresh air when all brands are sending graphic emails trying to sell products. Even when they're actually sending value emails, when it has a graphic involved, it suggests to your customers that you're selling your products. It can leave a lasting impression to your customers when you do something different from what every other brand does. Most stores, what they do when they try to send an appreciation email, it does have graphics and it does have this promotion code which says, hey, since we appreciate you being a loyal customer, let me give you this coupon code with this discount. And ultimately, you're still selling your product. You're still asking them to buy your product with a discount. So that's not really very sincere. And sometimes it's actually much better for you to just send a text-based email to show your customers how much you appreciate their loyalty to your brand. The bottom line is, more than any coupon code, your customers can actually appreciate it more when you send them an email that will look like something that they'll receive from someone who genuinely cares about them. Alright, I hope that you enjoyed our video and I hope that you got some valuable information. Everything that I shared here is coming from my own personal experience. So if you are a marketer or Shopify store owner who does the same, or if you have a different strategy, please feel free to share them in the comments below. I'd also like to hear your thoughts. And if there's anything you'd like me to talk about on my upcoming videos, please let me know in the comments. Thank you.